The U.S. is returning a dozen military sites used to station their troops here in the nation to South Korea. The decision was made decades ago, and the agreement comes as further delay could dampen regional development efforts. Kim Ji-yeon has the full story.
The Office for Government Policy Coordination, along with the Ministries of Defense and Foreign Affairs, said South Korea and the U.S. have agreed to the prompt return of 12 U.S. military facilities to South Korea, following the 201st Joint Committee meeting on the Status of Forces Agreement held via video conference on Friday. Of the 12 bases, it's the first time that sites from the Yongsan Garrison have been returned, which are to be turned into a national park. Also among the returned installations is Camp Kim, where the government has said it plans to build a public housing complex to help tackle the chronic housing shortage. The returned installation in Chunggu District in Seoul, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Far East District, will be used to build a specialized hospital for infectious diseases. Outside of Seoul, there are sites where local governments and residents have demanded their prompt return out of concern that further delays would harm public health and the environment and result in greater economic costs. An official from Seoul's defense ministry said future talks will go forward in establishing a mutually acceptable standard for the U.S. to shoulder some of the costs, under the U.S. principle of KISE, an acronym for the known imminent substantial endangerment to human health.
The two sides through SOFA agreed to come up with standards for joint environmental surveys and to make improvements in the survey and reporting process in case of contamination.
So far, the Korean government has finished decontaminating 24 returned U.S. bases at a cost of over $200 million. Another $90 million was spent to clean up 3 of the 4 bases that were returned last year. Kim Ji-yeon, Arirang News.